What's up, YouTube? It's Nick, still all the way up in the cold Vermont. I've got her wicked up, juiced up, and ready to go. She's really responsive, and the cloud production is really good. In the cold up here, speaking of cold, all the juice goes super, super slow and gets super thick. So everyone's having trouble with their tanks because the slower juice means slower wicking, and they're getting more and more burnt hits. So what I've been telling people is you can take your tank and just dry hit it a couple times with the airflow closed, and it's gonna actually force juice in there even though it's cold and slow. But it's a good way to save your coils. Every couple of vapes, just close off the airflow, suck a couple times, you'll see some bubbles come up, and she'll be ready to go, and you won't burn coils. So got her all juiced up. She's doing really, really well. And I took and threw another O-ring onto this atom bomb ad, and I just put the support top right on top. I like the support top just because it has a little bit tighter draw. I feel like I get a denser cloud with the tighter draw, and there's no way to close off the airflow at all on this. So we'll give it a try. Wow, just like I hoped, it's a really thick, dense cloud, super flavorful, and I am just digging this so much. It's like a one-man fog machine. Super happy with the build. It's really clean. Like I said, I spent my time on it, made sure the coils were perfect, make sure everything was pinched properly and heating up at the same time, and the extra time that you put into it is really going to make a difference in the end run. I've got what's called Don King at the top of these wicks. Just, well, obviously because Don King's hair is all crazy, but helps keep, like, you can just drip the top if you're just doing a couple hits, and I've got them looped. I put the wick in down, looped it around, and then up through the second coil, so you've got that U effect, and it's gonna draw equally. You're not gonna have like more or less cotton on one, and I feel like it's wicks way better, more evenly. You don't get those dry spots like one coil's dry and the other one's super saturated. So you're gonna get a consistent vape, and that's exactly what I'm looking for this weekend at Champ Vapes. They're having their first cloud competition, open for only a couple of months, and they've seriously progressed leaps and bounds. New juice system, new juices in weekly. Well, almost every week, but they've got tanks, they got RDAs, they got all different kinds of mods ranging in prices. You got starter kits, you got all the way up to the DNA boards, and then right now they have an Axis, one of a kind, handmade DNA board for sale for $400. So hard to find. The maker only makes like 10 at a time, and that's sporadically, and then sells them. They're one of the hardest mods to get for your collection, so it's always good to come check it out. Champ Vapes, Pearl Street, Burlington, Vermont. I got it all wicked. It's ready to go. I'm gonna vape on this one more time. It's that good. I think one of the fire alarms is going to go off here pretty soon because it's so cloudy in here from those 3 hits. Really impressed. That one's super, super dense, super big. Give it a try. Like, the basic coil build, one of my past videos, you can do everything with the tools on there. I mean, basic tools, you just take the extra time. That's all it is between a shitty build and a really great build, is just that little bit of extra time, making sure the coils are super tight, making sure the leads are even going into the post, making sure, you fire them properly, making sure every single coil is lighting up at the same time, because you're just going to get that much better of an experience. What I also found when I was doing this build is one of the coils, all three coils were perfectly lighting up at the same time in sync, and this one coil was just lagging, and I kept pinching it and I kept straightening it, and it was perfect. It was straight. It was perfectly pinched. There were no gaps. There were no hot spots. It was just lighting up slower. So what I did was I loosened the screw, pushed the lead in a little bit more, clipped it off, and it fired perfectly. So in the first time I was mindful about it, I could tell that was a good solution to the problem. I mean, obviously, the more wire, the longer it takes to heat up. So even if you have your coils coiled perfectly, the same number, same inner diameter, just that extra bit of lead going into the post that's not the same, it's going to make your coils heat up just that much slower. So that's another great tip. I think I'm done for the night. Like me, subscribe, add comments in the box. I'm going to do a review of the Joytech eVic and the Joytech eVic Mini. I have both of them. I love both of them. That review's coming up. So thanks. Quit smoking. Smoking's dead. Vaping is champ vapes.